We are tonight's entertainment.
What the fuck is this, Chet?
This is a tasty burger.
Were you rushing or were you dragging?
You like Huey Lewis in the news?
Is this your homework, Larry?
Why you spill your beans?
G'day there, boys. I've been talking to the cops now.
Gotta build me a
Darth Vader.
I'm trying to build me a Star Wars Darth
Build me a
Vader.
Star Wars, mate. You haven't been talking to the cops now, have you, mate?
You need to have a big breakfast. Dude, my Michael Caine sucks. I wish I could have brought something better to the table.
Dude, that's my life goal, is to have a good Michael Caine.
Dude, if I could mimic any of the... I feel like my Batman is decent. If I could mimic either the Michael Caine or or the... Fuck, what's his name?
I don't know.
The main guy that they're doing the impression of.
Oh, Ben Mendelsohn.
Ben Mendelsohn? Yeah, if I could do a Ben Mendelsohn, that'd be good too.
G'day there, boys.
Good day
I've
there,
been talking to
boys.
the cops now, have you, mate?
I've been talking
Hey,
to...
Batman.
Hey, Alfred. I haven't been talking to the cops now, have you?
Mr. Mendelsohn. Big fan.
Dude, your Michael Caine's pretty...
Stop
It's
it.
coming along. I'm serious.
I can tell when you're lying.
No, it's better than mine.
I can
It's
tell.
better than mine by a lot.
I need to just hit the lab, hit the books, figure this shit out.
You know how fucking weird, how much of a psycho you look practicing impressions?
Yeah, you walking on me, just staring at my TV.
Staring at yourself in the mirror.
The size of a tangerine.
Talking to yourself.
All work and no play makes Michael a little boy.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
We gotta stop goofing off, dude. I'm recovering from a very strange ailment that has enhanced my already disgusting cough into an even nastier cough.
Yep. If you're a regular scooper, you're aware of Carl's, his coughing problem.
Yeah.
Does it all the time, every episode.
I'm working on it.
But he's sick right now, so the coughing, times it by 10.
Yeah.
You might want to lower your volume for this episode, because there's going to be a lot of coughing.
I'm gonna try to remember to pull the mic away.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
Very respectable. Very. I mean, you're a professional. I mean, if you're pulling it away while you cough, that's... What the hell was that?
I have a cough drop in.
Okay, well, don't do that.
I didn't think that would be
Don't do
allowed.
that in the mic.
They're gonna pick that up?
Don't eat in the mic.
I was crunching in my mouth.
Why didn't you just eat that before we started?
Because they're hard, Cash. I put it in before we started. Now it's soft.
Put it
now
in,
I can eat it.
Put it in and now it's soft.
Usually it's the opposite.
Anyways, I'm gonna start with my Letterboxd reviews.
Of the Alien movies?
No.
I forgot to do that.
You probably did because you're an idiot.
Damn, I thought I had all my bases covered.
Yeah, but I got mine though because I'm better. So I'm just gonna go ahead and read.
Was it last week that you just decided not to do the
Was
trivia?
it last week that I fucking did everything for the podcast, and you did nothing?
I'm pretty sure you didn't do the trivia.
I'm pretty sure I fucking edited it and uploaded it. So
Yeah, but like, what
You wanna
is that?
switch?
What is that even? You know?
you want to swap?
I could
Swap
figure it
roles?
out.
Yeah.
If I did the
The guy that watches YouTube Shorts is gonna figure out how to upload a podcast.
If I did the tech side, it would look like a fucking ISIS hostage video, dude.
All right, my first review from Ayana, 4-star, gay.
Call me by your name.
No,
Brokeback Mountain.
no,
Top Gun.
getting close.
Hang on. Point Break.
Yep,
Oh my god! I was just shooting from the hip. Gay movie.
Yep.
Gay movie. Gay movie.
yep.
Going nuts.
And then when you realized Top Gun was close, you were like, okay, not actual gay movie, but close.
But just the spirit
Halfway
of
there.
spirit of man love.
Yeah, the spirit of gay men.
Yeah.
4-star from Jay. Babe, are you okay? You've barely touched your pubic hair pie. Good grief, son.
So listen, that one was good. That was a good one. That's Midsummer.
Yeah.
That's just excellent. Excellent. Getting straight to the point with the review.
Next up, This person doesn't have a name, just an emoji.
Awesome.
Don't know how to describe what the emoji is, so we're just going to move on. 5-star. Fellas, is it gay to fuck your homie's grave?
First off, to answer your question, no.
No.
No, that's kind of...
That's how you show your appreciation.
Yeah, that's kind of what you expect. You think it's bird shit all over those tombstones? No, it's cum.
No.
It's men's
if I
cum.
died and my homie didn't fuck my grave, he didn't care about me.
Yeah.
He wasn't a real one.
That was Saltburn.
Yes, sir.
Those were good reviews.
I've got one more.
Ooh, okay.
This one made me laugh out loud.
Oh, my God. You're really pushing my fucking cough.
By Demi. Don't know how to pronounce that last name. I'm sorry.
All right.
I would never invite Hitler to my movie premiere. That guy is bad news.
God, I hope moving the mic away is helping.
This segment's really bad for your cough.
This is rough. This is rough. Is that oh fuck? What's the name
I think
of that
you know
movie?
what it is. What the hell's wrong with you?
Peter Rabbit. Not Peter Rabbit. Fuck Jojo.
Oh, you're
Jojo
actually
Rabbit.
getting it wrong. Like
Oh.
you're actually not. You actually didn't instantly know what it was.
No.
I'd never invite Hitler to my movie premiere. That guy is bad news.
Is it the Nice Guys?
Carl,
I'm not.
what
kidding.
the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh, Inglorious Bastards.
Yes.
Sorry. Jesus
What
Christ.
the hell?
I was thinking of like.
There's one movie that involves Hitler in a movie premiere.
Well, I was because
It's like one of your favorites.
I know, but I was thinking because like Taika Waititi was Hitler, that maybe he did like appearances as Hitler.
No.
And people were like, I don't know about that.
Nah.
Nope. Yeah, that was yeah. For all you history buffs out there, Hitler wasn't the
From
coolest.
time to time, he could get a little cranky.
If I had to describe Hitler in one word, rascal. That's what comes to mind.
Okay. I've got my trivia.
All right, now I want to let you know right now, I'm purposefully being pretty tough on my trivia because I feel like you get mine way too much. Obviously, the big standout is that I never get any, but
Yeah.
you ace all mine, so there's a couple of deep cuts in mine. You'll have
Okay.
to really keep your eyes open.
All right.
Do you want to go first?
I'll go first. What song plays in the Aim for the Bushes scene in The Other Guys?
Hero by Gabriel Iglesias.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
That's wrong.
What?
Hero by Gabriel Iglesias. Is he not a comedian? Gabriel Iglesias?
Oh, what the fuck is that guy's name then? I'm pretty sure that's who sings it, dude.
Carl. Gabriel Iglesias is the big fat comedian.
Fluffy?
Yeah.
Did I get the name of the song right?
No.
Damn.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about right
Enrique Iglesias is the guy I'm talking about.
now. Okay.
I apologize.
Well,
Same
it's
last
still
name.
wrong. Whoever that is, it's still wrong.
Let's see here. I could have swore that's what it was. The song that's like, there goes my...
Okay, so you know how it sounds. You're just not getting the name or the artist right.
It's not the Chad Kroger one.
No. That's Hero.
Fuck. There's so many hero songs.
Gotta keep
I
up.
know the song because he goes, watch him as he
my
goes.
hero.
Yeah.
Watch him as he goes.
And they fucking splat.
Yeah.
Shit, I don't think I know.
My Hero.
My Hero.
Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters.
That's
Shit.
kind of crazy that you knew you could hear the song in your head and didn't know that
It's
the
been
song
forever since I've seen
that
The
says
Other
"There
Guys."
Goes My Hero" is called My Hero.
There's a lot of hero songs.
All right. Sure.
Holding Out for a Hero.
Whatever you got to tell
There's like
yourself.
3 different versions of the song Hero. Fucking My Hero. My Hero Academia.
Hero can save us. I'm not gonna stand here and wait. That's a fucking banger right there.
You want to unite the men? You want to unite penises around
You want
the world?
every man across the globe on their rooftop
Fucking saluting.
holding hands as men.
Get some fucking
That's what
Chad
you
Kroger
play.
playing, dude.
You play some
Nickelback.
Chad Kroger right there. And then we all watch the crossover Spider-Man commercial.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
So fucking badass, dude.
Next up, guess the movie by the cast.
Okay.
Jonah Hill,
All right.
Ron Perlman,
Okay.
Timothy Chalamet.
Whoa. Ron Perlman's throwing me off.
Yeah.
Ron Perlman and Tim Tom in a movie together.
That's
Ron
one
Perlman.
fine pussy mobile, motherfucker.
Ron Perlman is
Awesome.
on the ugly side.
Whoa! You need to leave. The fuck is wrong with you?
I'm thinking out loud, you know.
Ron Perlman's ugly. Ha. Good one. You got any more of those jokes?
What the fuck? What movie is this?
If it helps, try not thinking about Ron Perlman and try thinking about Jonah Hill and Timothy Chalamet.
I'm having trouble thinking of a movie that they were in together. Jonah Hill and Tim Tom.
Let me know if you want a quote.
Yeah, give me a quote so I don't waste the people's time too much.
Oh, I fucking love fingerling potatoes.
Don't look up.
Yeah.
I think that was a great quote. That was a perfect quote. I don't
Best
remember
scene in the movie.
I don't remember Ron Perlman in that at all. But
neither.
I don't think I even finished it.
Oh, I finished it. It's bad.
Yeah, that's why I didn't finish it.
Bad news. Got a unique question. I've never asked something like this before.
Oh, this is cool. You usually bring cool stuff to the table. What is
Your
that
references
funny?
are out of control. Everyone knows that.
I would never joke around about John Denver.
All right. Name all 8 films that James Wan has directed since 2010.
Well, I am bad when it comes to years.
Well, if it's before 2010, I'll tell you. And it
I'm
won't
also
count.
bad when it comes to directors.
Yeah. But this is James Wan.
This
This
is
is King Wan.
the Waninator. The problem is, like, I affiliate so many different, like, horror movies with him that he, like Insidious, obviously, he did the first one, and I don't think he did any others, unless he did 2. But I know Malig, Megan. Did he not do Megan?
He didn't do Megan. He was a producer. I mean, he might have been a producer. I know he didn't direct it.
Okay, if he didn't direct it, I don't know. So, Malig.
Mm-hmm.
I think Insidious was before 2010. Was Insidious before 2010?
No, it wasn't. It was
Okay,
2010.
Insidious 2, I think he did.
Mm-hmm.
Conjuring.
Mm-hmm.
I think he did Conjuring 2.
Mm-hmm. You've got 5. Got 3 more.
Trace Moss. Lee Winnell did the Red Door.
He did not do that.
Oh, he just did the only good scene. He right? Wasn't he like a writer on it or something?
They said it was his idea for like the CT scan scene.
Okay, yeah, he thought of the
Patrick
only good.
Wilson directed that.
He thought of the only good scene in the movie.
Yeah. Lee Winnell did Insidious 3.
Insidious 3, but he also did Upgrade, right?
Sure did. And The Invisible Man.
I mean, come on.
Because he's the guy. I'm the guy.
I'm the
That's
guy.
Lee Winnell.
Oh, Aquaman.
Yep.
And Aquaman 2.
Yep. One more. Gotta think outside the box here.
Yeah, I always forget about Aquaman as his like.
His weird thing he does.
Yeah, he just
his
like
weird superhero.
Yeah, I
movie
like
he
horror
does.
movies, but here's a superhero movie.
Here's a guy that talks to fish. I'm in. Sign me up.
I'm locked in. I had to think outside the box.
Like you probably know he directed an installment of a franchise. He did it once. That was it.
He does that a lot. He kicks stuff off, and then like, here's the scraps, losers.
It wasn't the first one though. I'm saying an installment.
Okay.
Of an already going franchise.
Did he start the franchise?
No. And like, if I say it, you'll probably know. Like, oh yeah, he did do one of those, but I don't know if you'll remember
Which one he did?
like what even franchise it is.
Oh, I don't think I know.
You can try, but
I don't think I know.
I mean, I've tried. It's an action franchise.
He did. Did he do one of the Fast movies?
He did.
Was it Fast X?
No.
Was it Hobbs and Shaw?
No. Becky, Tammy, Tommy.
Yeah. Let me just list all of them.
Yeah.
Fast 7?
It is Fast 7.
Hell yeah. I was like, which ones does everyone always talk about?
Yeah. I think, honestly, I don't know. I'm not very tapped into the whole Fast mythos like Christopher Nolan is. So I don't even know if people like 7 very much.
Wait a second. No one likes the Fast movies?
No one loves the Fast movies.
Well, I have my new chore. I have to watch every Fast movie.
Dude, he was doing... Did I not, like, show you that when it happened?
No, you showed me his, if you're not first, you're lost.
If you're not first, you're last.
Yeah, it just said it
Roger
so
Cruise.
cold. Roger Cruise. Dude, he watches every fucking thing that comes out, and he's like, that was great.
Yeah,
that was
he
great.
did an
Love
interview with Stephen Colbert, and Stephen Colbert was like, wait, you like the Fast and Furious movies? He was like, oh yeah, I love them. Dude. And then Stephen Colbert was like, oh, I've never seen them before. Like, I wish I could, like, come over to your house and watch all of them in a row with you. And he was like, oh, I mean, we could certainly do that. And he was like, do you think I need to watch them all in order? Like, does the order matter? And he was like, well, the interesting thing about the mythology of the franchise... Like, dude, he's fucking in with Fast and Furious. He loves that.
Here's the deal.
shit.
I think Nolan, at his core, is just a huge bro.
Yeah.
And he has to be professional because of his career.
He has to try to trick people.
But
into
I
thinking
feel
he's
like
smart.
I could see him fucking butt chugging some brewskis, dude.
Oh,
And
yeah.
just getting down.
Yeah, he's got to wear suits every day.
Yeah.
And talk with a fancy British accent to try to convince people he's not just.
I think he gets home, he takes off his fucking sports coat, and he's like, "Fuck, dude, that shit, that was crazy, dude."
These motherfuckers, man.
Full American.
Turns into Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
Well, fuck,
Game over, man.
Game over, man.
You're dog food.
Wait, I saved that quote. Let me see what he said. You're dog meat, pal.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, God. Okay. Yeah, that's all my trivia.
All right. My trivia. Now remember, fucking
Hard.
big boy stuff.
Yep.
Not hard, but I'm going to make you try a little bit harder.
Okay.
All right, guess the movie by the cast.
Yep.
I got Tilda Swinton, Paul Dano, and Stephen Yeun.
Okja.
Damn, that was quick. Yeah. The old one too.
Yep.
Pal right in the kisser.
Yep.
All right. What year was Black Dynamite released?
I threw that shit before I came in the room. But Black Dynamite. I sell drugs to the community.
That's right. Cream corn run things around.
I think 2009.
Oh my god, it's right on the money, dude. I thought like how it looked older would throw you off a little bit.
No. I was debating between 2008 and 2009.
Damn, you got it right on the money. Yeah. All right, this is a deep cut one.
Okay,
but it stands out to me because it's a really funny sequence. But what brand of sneaker did the detectives buy the mentally challenged kid in Memories of Murder?
I don't even remember this happening, so I can just throw out a guess.
Well, they like take his shoes from him, and then they get him new shoes because they had kicked the shit out of him and tried to frame him for murder. So they drop kicked him and framed him for murder, and then they're like, shoes. Here's your shoes. They're a knockoff of a very popular sneaker brand.
Am I supposed to know the knockoff version?
Yes.
Oh, I had no idea.
They're a knockoff of Nike.
I don't know.
No, they're nice. Nice brand.
Oh, they're called Nice?
Yeah, instead of a K, it's a C. The guy's like, hang on, that says Nice. And he was like, no, it's Nike, dude.
You can't fucking read, idiot. Fucking go back to school, loser.
They don't even pay for the nice shoes.
Dude, the more, like, people talk about Memories of Murder like it's some great crime detective film, it's the funniest movie ever made.
It's so funny.
The drop kicks and calling everyone damn punk. Like,
Yeah.
It's the funniest
Him,
shit.
like, seeing that guy's panties and then putting on a show to pretend to be clairvoyant for no reason.
Yeah. And them, like, beating the shit out of people because they think they're a murderer, and then there's just some
They
guy.
get two different guys to confess to killing someone just from beating the fuck out
Yeah,
of
just
them,
from
dude.
scaring them to death.
Like, hey, you spend the rest of your life in prison, or I keep beating the shit out of
And
you.
taking your shoes. You're lucky you got little bitch feet around to taking your shoes. Is that all the trivia you have?
Yeah, that was all my trivia.
Okay. This would normally be the time we go into the watch list, but everything on my watch list is Alien.
Everything on my watch list is Alien.
So I guess we need to just go ahead and get straight to the facts, straight to the juice here, straight to the meat.
No appetizer.
Nope.
This episode, we're going straight to the
Nope.
the
Right,
entrees.
power right in the kisser. Right to the meat and potatoes.
And I got to tell you, I feel like my list is going to be somewhat divisive.
We haven't really talked about our list, so
We haven't. This is kind of an enigma for both of us. I feel like our bottom set pretty similar.
yeah,
I feel like they're going to be pretty close.
yeah, probably. So you've got 9 and I've got 8, right?
Yeah. So
I counted AVP 2, which I haven't seen.
Yeah, I've seen both the AVPs. It's been a really long time. So I'm going off of my memory of the AVPs. They're the only movies on my list that I'm kind of throwing darts at the wall and hoping that I hit something. Mm-hmm. But based on how they made me feel, that's where I ranked them.
Hell yeah. So I guess you have to start with your number 9.
My number 9 is Alien 3.
Okay, that's also my last one.
Okay.
That's my 8.
There are probably worse made movies in the franchise as far as like just from a movie point of view. But Alien 3 to me was so fucking boring.
You know, I disagree about there being worse made movies in the franchise.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I hate this movie. I think this is rising up the ranks to getting close to like Mother and The Wizard of Oz and The Open House. Like,
Well,
I actually genuinely despise this film.
here's the thing though, because all day today I was listening to Cody Leach.
Oh, hell yeah.
Went on a crazy horror rabbit hole. Like I started with Alien, like just hearing what he thought about the new Alien, and then I just started
Dude, he
watching.
has so many videos, and so some of them are like so long, they're like good background noise.
Dude, I was wiring up boxes to like a 45-minute video that he had.
Hell yeah.
And he's just a fun guy.
Shout out to Cody Leach.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. But I was thinking about it, and I feel like the AVP movies are kind of trashy feeling as far as how they're made.
They're junk.
Yeah.
They're junk food. Yeah.
And Alien 3 doesn't feel as trashy to me. But what they do, where they decide to go and the decisions they make me hate it. Far beyond, like, it just being like a trashy kind of throwaway movie.
Yep.
So, I mean, they make decisions that directly impact one of the greats in the franchise.
Yep.
Aliens.
Yep.
Which to me that's one of the
worst
biggest
things
no-nos you can do. On top of having kind of, to me, nothing to fucking say afterwards either.
Yeah.
Kind of
did it for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really nuts.
Yeah, just to stand around. Fucking. And I don't like.
Here's this bad thing. All right, now exist. Exist like that. Fuck you, dude. Yeah. So Alien 3.
You know that great thing you love? Fuck you. Here's this piece of shit.
I know you just got done with that cheeseburger. Here's a shitty PB&J that you can fucking swallow.
I got some gunk on the bottom of my shoe walking in here. Here's that.
Yeah. After watching all these movies, I do agree with you that Alien 3 has become like one of my most hated movies.
Yep.
And like I kept watching it. I honestly dozed off for a second.
Standard Carl procedure.
But I was not tired, dude. Because we rolled straight into Alien 4 after that, right?
I think those were different days. I don't think we could have done that.
Well, we did Prom and Covenant the same day.
Yeah, but those are good.
I don't know. I just remember not being tired, and then Alien 3 came on, and suddenly I was tired.
Suddenly the lights started dimming.
Suddenly, I got sick to my stomach, and I was tired, dude.
Yeah, I fucking hate Alien 3.
Yeah.
Did you see how I paused while you coughed and then continued after you coughed so people could hear what I said?
You have such a good read on me, dude.
I'm just so locked in. I mean, like, this is what I was born to do.
Yeah.
I'm just
predict
a
my
professional
coughs,
at this.
yeah.
Anticipating every move. I mean, see it before it comes.
He's 10 moves ahead.
I fucking hate Alien 3.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people defending it now for some reason. And there's a lot of movies I disagree with on people. Like, I make fun of Alan all the time for not liking Malignant. But in reality, I get why people wouldn't like Malignant.
Yeah.
I love it. I think it's amazing. But I do see the other side of it, where someone will think it's stupid and goofy.
Yeah.
And not scary, and like I get that.
Yeah.
With these Alien movies, the 90s, like I think the best way to like separate the Alien franchise is like there's the two 90s sequels and then there's the two 2010s prequels.
Yeah.
So I'll probably refer to them as such throughout the podcast
The sequels
because
and
it's
the
easy
prequels.
to group them together. These 90s sequels, I have no idea how people enjoy them. Absolutely, like I'm genuinely, I don't see their side of it. I do not see what they see in these movies. I think that they are some of the worst movies ever made.
Here's the deal. I could see someone, I'm not going to get too deep into it, but I could see someone liking 4 as like a guilty pleasure movie. Maybe they grew up and that's like the first Alien movie they were exposed to because they had a horrible childhood. But
And it does commit to sort of a campy tone.
yeah, it's kind of a
At
playful
times.
tone.
I mean, the tone is very inconsistent too. They do it sometimes. Like there's scenes where there's over the top shit happening and it's kind of fun. Like momentarily.
Yeah.
The movie overall is not fun at all, but there's like a scene here and there where you're like, if the whole movie was like this, I might like it a little more.
There's a little bit of charm to Alien 4.
Yeah, like there's a scene where these guards come in and like have guns aimed at all the prisoners, and then one of the guards, like one of the guys is holding a dude hostage.
Yeah.
And the guard comes in and goes, "Put that piece of shit down." And it's super funny. And then
Dude.
this guy like shoots a bullet up out on the roof and it like deflects and bounces off 3 things and then hits the guard and like
Yeah.
there's some very campy shit.
They're
And
sitting down and watching, they're in space, sitting down in the cafeteria.
watching
an
advertisement for gun.
Yeah. It starts off with knife.
Yeah.
It's like one of those late night sales shows, like
It's an
QVC.
infomercial.
Yeah, and then it goes from knife to gun.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
30 round multi-caliber. No,
Yeah.
no, like actual gun
Just
names or anything.
3 letters,
Just
gun, and the price
Gun.
tag. And then Ron Perlman goes,
$5.99.99 for gun.
Ron Perlman goes, man, this show sucks. Ron Perlman kind of does a lot for
Yeah.
Alien 4. But like, I can understand someone being like, well, you know, I grew up watching these and I kind of like that one.
Yeah.
I get that. Alien 3 to me has no redeeming qualities.
It has no redeeming qualities at all. I really struggle to find anything positive about it. I think the only thing I can really think of is the concept of having people stuck in a location where there's no guns, where there's aliens trying to kill them and they don't have guns, because it's a cool way to force people to get creative on how to not die.
But didn't they not have any guns in the first Alien?
I think they did.
I don't think they did. I think they only had the flamethrower, but that was like a
But that's
tool.
a weapon.
Yeah, that was a tool that they like turned into a weapon.
Yeah.
In 3, they had axes.
Yeah. I guess so. So even that's not a positive. I mean, so you're proving my point.
No, I know. Like I watched a couple of videos on people talking about the Alien movies and just trying to pick up on what you were saying about people saying that the sequels were good, because I was like, I want to hear someone honestly defend that. And
Yeah.
I heard people say that Alien 3 was like really dark, and I was like, I mean, was it?
I mean, yeah, kinda. Resurrection is a little more lighthearted, but 3 is pretty like dull and depressing.
Yeah, I get that it's really depressing for me, but I don't know. I don't know if I would call it dark. I think the decisions that were made are fucking bizarre for Alien 3, and
There's not many decisions made in Alien 3 that makes it feel like there's no wholesome scenes really in Alien 3.
yeah,
It's pretty much all just dark, fucked up shit. But yeah, I also hate the way it looks. Like the movie's fucking brown.
yeah.
The entire movie's brown. Why the fuck is it brown?
I don't like anything about
It looks horrible.
the setting that they're in.
The setting is boring, and everything's fucking brown.
Yeah,
The movie starts with them killing Newton Hicks. Unforgivable.
2 fan favorites.
The two of the top 3 characters from Aliens, the 2 characters that made Aliens what it is, that was the emotional core of the film,
Yeah,
kill them off screen for no reason. It's one thing to bring them back for Alien 3, and then in the story of Alien 3, they die.
Yeah.
And it's just Ripley left. Sure, I still wouldn't do that, but
if that's how you
More-
want to progress it,
yeah.
okay,
That's
whatever.
a okay thing to do. But to bring them back, not even bring them back, just kill them off screen. Say,
Yeah.
oh, they died in the crash. That's it.
Some, like, pretty
all the
big
stuff,
characters.
You know, all the sense of victory that you had at the end of Aliens doesn't matter now. They're dead.
Yeah, and then on top of killing them off screen, they dissect them in front of you.
Yeah, they mutilate their bodies and make
Yeah.
you watch.
Yeah,
What the fuck is going on?
yeah, it's horrible.
Like, what an insane choice to think that was the best route to take the Alien franchise. It's stupid as shit. And like we were saying earlier, it wasn't even for a good reason. They didn't even do that, like, so they could do this other great thing. It's like they did that to make a shit movie that had nothing to say.
Yeah, like if the payoff was there, I still don't know.
If
Even
three
if
was
even
as
if
good
Alien
as-
was 3, or even if Alien 3 was great and like as good as the other Aliens, I still don't think I would be like accepting of that choice.
I would still say, yeah, I don't like that they killed Newton Hicks, but the movie's great. So
Yeah.
I'll give it a pass.
Yeah,
That's probably how I would go about it. But man, is it a piece of shit.
yeah,
Shit just happens that has no explanation, like how there was a face hugger on the ship.
yep,
It's just there. How's there an alien inside of Ripley? It's just there.
yeah.
Because we need an alien in the movie.
As we said.
They actually, like, one of the only interesting characters in the movie was Charles Dance's character, who plays the Doctor. Killed him halfway through.
Yep.
The only good character's gone now.
That's how you do it.
That's awesome. Fucking... there's a scene where Ripley wants that guy to kill her.
Yeah.
And she said she can't kill herself because she's not brave enough. Did you watch Alien and Aliens? How the fuck is Ripley not brave enough?
Yeah, especially now that she's lost the only two people that she somewhat cares about.
That's awful
Like,
writing.
Newt was the only, was a breath of life back into her, especially after Aliens and her having lost her daughter in Aliens. And now she has this, responsibility, this newfound purpose.
Yeah.
That's gone now. Mm-hmm. And she's
Absolutely gone.
I don't know, I just can't help but feel like I need to stick around.
Yeah.
And then also, probably one of the worst guys to go to, because he tells her in the cafeteria that he's like a killer and a rapist.
I'm a murderer and rapist of women.
Yeah. He says it like he's fucking Plato, dude. He says it like a philosopher. But I remember that the whole time, and they were trying to flesh him out as a character, and I was like, I'm pretty sure that guy said he was a rapist, and he said it proud. He said it like...
So that guy over there is pretty much Hitler, so stay away from him.
Yeah, that guy's a little buster.
Yeah.
He's a little scallywag.
Also, every single person cast in this movie is the ugliest person that's ever existed.
Yeah.
Carl made a joke about how... so... The synthetics in this franchise, it starts with Ian Holm in Alien, and then it goes to Bishop. I forgot the actor's name, but the guy who plays Bishop. And then in the newer movies, the synthetic is played by Michael Fassbender.
Yeah.
And I made a joke about how hot the synthetics are now. And then Carl was like, yeah, because they made the synthetics uglier as time went on, because they kept having relations with the
they kept
humans.
crossbreeding, dude.
Yeah, it was too complicated, so they started making the synthetics uglier, and he was like, eventually all the synthetics will look like Clint Howard.
Progressively as time goes on, they're just going to be untouchable.
You want to get to the point where people want nothing to do with them.
Yeah.
Also, this is the worst aliens. This is the worst actual xenomorphs in any of the Alien movies. They're CGI.
Oh, yeah.
There's one shot when one's being born that they did practically, and then the rest is just horrible CGI.
Yeah.
I don't mind CGI if you do it correctly and it looks good.
Yeah.
Which, yes, this was made in the 90s, so, of course it's not going to look great. But how about don't do it then? How about, the two movies that came before this that used practical xenomorphs? How about do that again?
Yeah, I mean...
Which could... And I'm sure that wasn't David Fincher's choice.
It's a new thing, and they were like, we need to try this out. Everyone's doing it.
It's probably a budget
It's
thing.
way cheaper, and then, they do it and it looks like shit. That's what happens.
Also, David Fincher did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
David Fincher is the homie. He hates this movie more than I do.
Yeah.
He despises this movie. He said that he wanted to make an Alien movie ever since he was 13, and it's one of his favorite franchises, one of his favorite movies. And he had so many ideas for what to do with an Alien movie, and he was in a point in his career where he really needed a movie, a feature film to direct. So he took it and didn't realize how much he could get fucked over by it, and he had no control. And it's I don't even feel like it's worth mentioning his name, because he didn't have control over much, so you can't blame him for anything really. But also, there's not really much to praise either. So it's not shout out to David for this shot. It's I didn't really like much about it direction wise either.
Well, if that movie first of all, that makes the the story a lot sadder. That it's his favorite franchise and he got fucked.
Yeah. Dude, they should come to him about directing a new Alien movie. and give him some peace of mind. Like, I can make a good Alien movie. Like,
I mean, I know for a fact he could, but if that's what made him like the control freak that he is now, that's the only good thing that came out of Alien 3.
yeah,
Because like now, like Fincher comes off as like, I'm not going to be told what to do.
Yeah.
I have a vision, and this is what I'm going to do.
if he didn't do Alien 3, he might have never been like that.
Yeah.
That might have, like...
He might be like a lot more easygoing, but after getting fucked that hard, he was probably like, dude,
I'm
these
only
guys
directing
don't know
this
what they're
movie
doing.
if you sign this contract with all these requirements.
Yeah. Because, I mean, you go to a big studio like that, you probably think, like, these guys do this all the time. You know, they probably know more than me.
Yeah.
But you realize, like, they don't know shit most
Yeah.
of the time.
And he
you're
said-
there to figure that out.
He said his biggest mistake when he signed on for Alien 3 was that he thought that the studio had more to lose than him. So they would just listen to him.
Yeah.
And he was like, that is just not the case at all. Like, he got blamed for everything and had no control over anything. Like, he just got fucked hard.
Yeah.
So,
As far as I'm concerned, the only blemish on his career is Benjamin Button.
And maybe Mank if I ever watch it.
If that, yeah. Maybe.
If that day comes.
We'll see if hell ever
If I'm having
freezes
trouble
over.
sleeping and need something on the old tube, I might check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on Alien 3. I think it's a massive heaping pile of shit
Yeah.
that I don't understand how people can praise.
Yeah, there's nothing about it that I like.
I hope I never have to watch it again. Like, I actually get mad watching it
Yeah.
because it's so fucking boring.
Actually,
That's my rule. I bring it up all the time. My number one rule in film: the worst crime you can commit is being boring.
Yeah.
I'll say it once. I'll say it again. I'll say it till the end of time. There's bad movies that are fun. There's good movies that are boring. The worst thing you can do is be boring.
Yeah.
And Alien 3 is fucking boring.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch fucking Jurassic World Dominion. I don't care. It's a piece of shit, yeah, but I'd rather watch that.
Yeah, dude.
There's more for me to see.
Yeah.
There's nothing I care about. Not a single thing I care about in this movie. Not a character. Yes, I like Ripley, but I like Ripley in Alien and Aliens. I don't like her in this.
But they tell you from the get-go that she's going to die.
Yeah.
So it's like there's not really any stakes.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Also, this goes into Resurrection too, but I have no idea why this franchise was incapable of thinking of the possibility of making an Alien sequel without Ripley. Why the fuck do you think you need Ripley for every Alien movie?
I think they just kind of fell into that trope of like horror movies having their
Like the final girl?
yeah. I think that's what, because the xenomorphs are the antagonist and they've already established Ellen Ripley as the protagonist. So like instead of writing another character, they just get a familiar face that's already fleshed out and then they don't have to do anything. And the audience is already on their side because we like Ellen as a character.
If it fits, like if it's possible, sure. There's franchises where like they'll bring back the lead actor multiple times.
A lot
like
of horror
it makes
movies do
sense.
that. Yeah.
But this movie specifically, the way Aliens ended, like I was thinking about the logistics of making Alien 3 and trying to bring back Newton Hicks, and it wouldn't make sense because Aliens came out in 83, Alien 3 came out in 92, so they're six years apart, and Newt goes into cryosleep at the end of Aliens, so if their ship crashes and like she survived, or whatever they do with her, she's in cryosleep, so they'll have to wake her up from cryosleep to be in the movie. She's going to be the same age as she was in Aliens because you don't age in cryosleep.
Did they establish
But
that?
yeah,
Oh, I can't remember. I couldn't remember if they did or not.
yeah. But the actor would be 6 years older
Yeah.
because time had passed in real life, so she wouldn't match the age that she would need to be for the story. So in
I feel
my
like
head,
there's an easy right around that though.
you can just say that
You just do a
age in
time
cryosleep.
I mean, you could do that. You could do a time skip. You could say that her cryo tube broke down, and a few years have passed. It doesn't have to be exactly 6. Like she probably still looks on the younger side. So you could just say she had to be out of cryo sleep for like a couple of years and then
Yeah.
pick the story back up.
Yeah,
I feel like
they
that's
just-
an easy right versus killing off the character.
They get to their destination, get out of cryo sleep, and then she ages in real time.
yeah.
And however years that takes. But yeah, there's ways around
Like
it.
another ship picks them up, and then she's aboard that ship for X amount of time. Now she's older.
Yeah, but for me, Alien, like that franchise, it seemed like leaving Ripley there at Aliens and moving forward somewhere else just seemed like the logical thing to do.
Yeah.
They didn't really leave it in a spot where it like makes sense to make another one.
Yeah.
And especially that's the case with Resurrection. Like Resurrection is one of the worst examples of a cash grab that has no sort of care for like character integrity, story integrity. Just like literally they just wanted to make money and they didn't know how to make an Alien movie without Ripley, so they brought her back to life as a clone.
Should we roll straight into our second worst? Because I feel like
We can. I mean, it's both of our second worst, so
Yeah.
we'll do that.
since you're already talking about it,
Yeah.
Alien Resurrection is the second worst.
Yeah, my number 7. Yeah, this isn't much better, but like we said, there's slight humor in it with
Yeah.
like the campiness of it at times. Ron Perlman's in it.
Ron Perlman's great.
Tuco's in it.
Tuco, he yells.
Yeah,
Love it.
Yells a couple times. Got me hard.
I do like Winona.
Yeah, she's all right in the movie. She's
I
fine.
was just saying I like Winona.
Yeah. But yeah, this is one of the worst examples of bringing a character back to life just for money. It makes no sense in the story. They don't do anything interesting with her character, in my opinion. And also, I don't care about her character because she's a clone. That's not even Ripley.
Yeah.
Like,
And then they try to make her this like weird hyper sexualized like kind of evil version of herself.
Yeah.
And like if you're doing bad shit, like you're not only are you not real, but you're also kind of evil. Why
And
do I
horny.
care about you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're horny as shit, dude.
yeah.
And the crazy part is, I feel like they actually built a unique team in the misfits that they bring in with Ron Perlman, the wheelchair guy, the guy that bounces bullets, Winona, and the captain.
Yeah.
I feel like that movie would have been a little better without Ripley even in the fucking movie.
Yeah. Just take her out. Just have it be like some random crew.
Like the weirdest part about that movie is Ripley's in it.
yeah.
And then it's like, why the fuck does she have the same characteristics as a xenomorph? Mm-hmm. If you clone her, how the fuck does that make her blood acid?
Yeah.
You're just cloning her.
Yeah.
A clone is an exact DNA copy.
Unless they mixed her DNA with a xenomorph.
And that's not even a clone anymore. You're just creating some freak.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Well, that's what they were doing because she walks into that lab.
But
later
then,
in the
like,
movie.
what's the point?
Yeah.
Everything that they did was weird.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all weird. But you know what wasn't weird? The ad for Gun.
The ad for gun and the ad
I
for
mean,
knife.
that's the best shit I've ever
You want to talk
seen.
about the highlights of the movie? God dang.
The ad for Knife and the ad for Gun.
And then put that piece of shit down. That's my 3 favorite parts of the movie.
Yeah, the basketball scene. Hell yeah.
That was nuts,
That's
dude.
how you do it. Now there's 2 basketball scenes in the Alien franchise, so we're winning.
Well, one's sexy as hell.
Yeah.
One's
And guess
pretty-
which one? The man.
Yeah, the one
one
involving
with
a man.
In terms of like one thing I liked was I thought it was cool when the alien froze that guy.
That
Pressed the
was really
button,
cool.
Froze that guy. That was pretty cool. At least in this movie, the aliens are real
Yep.
and not CGI, so they actually look pretty good. I'm not going to compliment this movie much, so just take it. Just take the positive.
Yeah.
The aliens look pretty good. There's a part where the alien has like a little small mouth in its mouth, like
Yeah.
every xenomorph has that, and he shoots his small mouth into the back of a guy's head, and then the guy pulls out a piece of his brain and looks at it.
Yeah.
That's
that was
awesome.
awesome. You know what I like, dude? And this might just be me, like, but this, for me, it plays into the goofiness of Alien 4. But that guy that they find, he's he has a face hugger like impregnate him, and he's about to get a chest burster. Wait, no, that was fucking Alien 3, wasn't it? No, that was Alien 4. God damn it. They're running together. No, it was definitely Alien 4. Alien
The
Resurrection.
poop is mixing with the shit.
But this guy has a chest burster in him, and he grabs this bad guy's, this evil doctor. He grabs his head and puts it against his chest, and the chest burster flies
That
out of
was
his
cool.
chest through that guy's
Makes
head.
no sense, like, physically, but it's really cool.
Yeah, like I don't know how he knew it would kill him, but fucking sick.
You know the velocity you need to break through a guy's head?
Not only a sternum or
Yeah.
a person's rib cage, but also a skull.
Another guy's dome.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
it was awesome though. I liked
Yeah,
it.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Joss Whedon wrote it, so that kind of sums it up.
Yeah.
That's why it's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But we'll end that one there. That's enough. It's quite enough, sir. My number 6 is AVP.
Okay. My number 7 is Requiem, and then my 6 is AVP.
Do you remember anything from Requiem?
I remember thinking that the design of the Pred alien was cool. I remember thinking like,
It's like a xenomorph with dreads.
yeah, but it's, I don't know. I remember by the end of first off, kind of spoiling my thoughts on AVP, but I remember AVP being fun and me being excited for it. Because I like Predator, I like Alien, and this was at the height of like the versus stuff, and I was like, this is gonna be sick. I remember having fun with it, and then
Dude, versus movies also, just side note, bring them back.
yeah, dude.
Let's get more versus movies. They just didn't know how to do them in the 2000s.
yeah,
I want them.
yeah.
And when I say I want these things, I mean that I want them.
What would your dream versus movie be?
Oh my fuck.
Think about it while I talk about
Okay.
Requiem. But
Okay.
yeah, Requiem, I mainly remember the Pred Alien and just some like cool combat sequences. All the AVP movies are just kind of like cool to me because it's two characters that I like a lot. And I think the Versus movies just kind of have like a nostalgic feeling because they don't really do them anymore. And I always thought they were cool. Freddy versus Jason, I was like, that's going to be
That one's
awesome.
actually good.
That one's actually good, but I was also excited for it. And then like AVP, I was like, this is going to be sick. Not that good of a movie, but I had fun with AVP. Requiem, I do remember being lesser than, but I still like it more. I would still much rather watch it than 3 or Resurrection.
Yeah. I'll have to get back to you on Dream versus movie. I need more time to think about that.
It was a
Good
pretty tough question. I
Yeah.
shouldn't have thrown it out like that. But then right above Requiem, I would put AVP.
Okay. Yeah, AVP isn't the worst thing ever. Because, like I said, the worst thing you can do is be boring. And I wouldn't really call AVP boring. It's kind of stupid as hell. But it's not really boring. It's really short. There's some cool action.
Yeah.
I mean, you're watching a Predator and an alien fight. The lore that they try to introduce in this movie is hysterical.
I don't remember anything about the lore. I remember them turning a xenomorph into a weapon for that girl. Like he makes a spear out of the xenomorph's tail, the tip of its tail, and like rips open its skull to make like a shield. I was like, that's fucking awesome. Mm-hmm. And then just the Predator with the smart disc and his fucking spear and the arm claw, slaying aliens.
From what I remember, I just watched this like 2 days ago and I already forgot most of the lore.
Oh damn!
Because it makes no sense. But from what I remember, the lore they set up in this movie is that, like, back in prehistoric days, like pyramid days,
Okay.
the predators would hunt the aliens and use them as practice, like hunting practice, to prove that the predators are worthy of their mark
Okay.
as, like, a predator. And then one day the aliens, like, took them over and beat them and, like, killed all the predators. And then that's it. And now, like, the predators, like, other predators are here today to, like, get revenge and hunt them down.
I mean, it's kind of sick, dude.
It's just insane. Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
That's
but
ridiculous.
Like, kind of fire.
So these like scientists, they find this heat signature underground, and then they find out they like map it out, and they see that it's a pyramid. So there's this underground pyramid that they go to the heat signature to find out what it is, and then there's a bunch of aliens kept in there. So the humans find the aliens, and then the predators show up at the same time to fight the aliens, and the humans just get caught in the middle.
Yeah.
And then hilarity ensues. It's so ridiculous. So the whole movie's them in this underground pyramid, like aliens and predators fighting with humans just getting mixed in. And then at the end of the movie, the predator teams up with a human to kill the alien. It's the most ridiculous shit I've ever seen. But I had a good time.
Yeah, dude.
Like, I'd watch that 100 times out of 100 times before I watched either of the Alien sequels.
Yeah, dude.
That is some abysmal shit.
People talk shit about AVP, but like, I think I've seen it like 2 or 3 times, and I like remember just like as a kid being like, "Fuck yeah,
yeah!"
Like, I want a predator friend.
Yeah, yeah. I think this is how some people feel about Resurrection. Don't know how, but also it's nice that like this feels so disconnected from the Alien franchise to where it's not disrespecting previous films.
Yeah, it's almost like an alternate universe.
Like, part of the main reason I hate the Alien sequels is because of what they did to a great character.
Yeah.
Like, if those movies were those movies but Ripley wasn't in them at all, I'd probably be easier on them.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that Ripley is in them that makes them a lot worse because of what they did to her.
Yeah.
So these Alien movies just being completely just like fan fiction, just like off to the side. They make, I don't know if you remember this, but Bishop in Aliens, the actor who plays Bishop is in AVP as Mr. Wayland.
I do not remember that.
He plays the guy who started Weyland-Yutani.
Shit, I don't even remember him being in the movie.
Yeah, because it doesn't make any fucking sense.
What's he doing there?
He's the owner of Wayland, and like it's his mission to go into the pyramid and like find out what's in there.
Oh, okay.
Like, he's the one funding the mission.
Yeah.
But like, that Bishop isn't Mr. Wayland. Like, he's just an android model.
Yeah, but he could just base the look of it on it for himself.
But they have a tons of different, like, that. I just think that's just not true. I'm not going to go along with this theory. It's dumb because it's dumb.
Yeah.
You don't have to try to find a way to make it make sense. It's just stupid.
Yeah, well, I think the androids kind of make certain elements of the Alien movies dumb, but anyway, AVP, I remember it not being a great movie. Like, it didn't blow me away. I just thought it was cool when I was a kid. And I feel like that's a fair ranking for it. I think the other movies are actually bad. And I feel like some of I actually can say AVP I think is fun.
Yeah.
And the other movies don't have a good time.
From here on up, everything's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, everything's
shit
a good
below
time.
here, not fun.
Yeah.
My number 5. You're on number 5 too, right?
Yep.
My number 5 is Prometheus.
My number 5 is Prometheus.
Hell yeah.
But let me tell you, dude, I almost had Prometheus at 4. My 5 and 4, I was flip-flopping a lot. And I've been doing a lot of thinking on Prometheus because for the longest time, I would have put myself in the realm of, I don't like Prometheus. But I think that what Ridley Scott was going for and the story he was trying to tell, I think, was very ambitious and took the franchise in a different direction. And I appreciate all that. I just don't think that the movie was executed to its fullest potential.
I would agree there.
Yeah.
I like Prometheus a lot. I have it at a 3.5. I definitely enjoy it a ton. And I think it's really special in terms of it's a sequel to an old movie, to like this franchise has been going on for a long time, and it's Ridley Scott's only like his first sequel.
Yeah.
Like he made the original and then didn't make any other Alien movies until Prometheus. And the Alien franchise had been known as one thing. It was known as the movies with xenomorphs and Ripley.
Yeah.
And then he comes in and has basically no xenomorphs, and they're prequels, and Ripley's not mentioned at all. And this entire movie is world building for the world of Alien, but not really about any of the things we've seen before.
Yeah.
And it has these big ideas it's trying to explore about creation, and there's a lot of allegories with religion and God and people who are really fascinated with like how we were created, the afterlife, what's our purpose, all that jazz. And I think it's so cool how he came in and like, I'm sure the studios at the time were telling Ridley like, so where's the xenomorphs? Like where's the people getting killed? Like what's going on here? And like that's just such a cool thing to me that he came back to like this franchise that he created and steered away from all the traditional Alien stuff that everyone knows and did something completely original that builds out the world, makes it feel so big. Like now, when you look at when I think about the Alien films, like I'm thinking about the engineers and and them creating life and everything. Like that's what I'm thinking about. I'm not just thinking about a xenomorph.
Yeah.
And that's because of Ridley Scott. Like without him, that story would have never been told. And the Alien franchise would have always just been xenomorphs killing people, and that's it.
Yeah.
Just big alien, big head, acid blood, kills people. That's all it would have been.
Yeah.
But with Ridley Scott and these 2 sequels that he made, or prequels technically, like I feel like he expanded on the world so much and made it so much more than it was before he came back to the franchise.
Yeah. It's really took everything that you would normally see in an Alien movie and just kind of fucking threw it out the window.
Yeah.
But what a couple of the problems I have with it is, and I do think that it probably steers a lot of people away, because if you're going to watch an Alien movie for horror, you're probably not going to like Prometheus.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to it just for scares, to see a xenomorph, freaky, gross shit happen, probably not going to like it. But if you like the sci-fi elements of it and the world of it, I feel like you would like Prometheus. I did hear people complain about characters making dumb decisions and the crew not being super memorable, but I feel like a lot of the Alien movies have that, to an extent, of like people making maybe not the smartest decisions and certain crew members kind of fall into the wayside. But I think David as a character was really interesting, and I really liked what's her name in the movies?
Prometheus,
Yeah.
the main woman.
Yeah. Noomi
Rapace's
character.
Elizabeth Shaw.
Shaw, yeah. I really like Shaw as a female protagonist.
Also has fake Tom Hardy.
Yep.
Idris Elba.
Idris.
There's something I was about to say. Oh yeah, the Alien franchise is known as like, it has this reputation that every movie in the series does something new.
Yeah.
And so a lot of films are very divisive, where like if you like this type of thing, you'll like these movies and you'll hate these.
Yeah.
And if you like these type of things, you'll love this and hate this. I can understand people that don't like Prometheus.
Yeah.
I completely get it. If you go to Alien for horror, suspense, xenomorphs, gore, like it's not that. You're not going to have a good time watching Prometheus. It's not that at all, really. But if you're very fascinated with the world of Alien and expanding the lore and understanding the history of the world, then you're going to love it.
Yeah.
And you're not going to like some other movies in the franchise that are just traditional alien stuff.
Yeah.
So that is what's cool about this franchise is if someone watches through this whole franchise, there's going to be a couple movies that they like.
Yeah.
Because they're all so different that you'd have to be just an idiot loser to not like one of them.
Yeah.
Like they're all so unique. Except for one, I guess, which some people are complaining about, but we'll get to that. But yeah, I really love what Prometheus is going for. I think it's so cool. I love the visuals.
Oh yeah.
The place that they land at, the planet, which apparently a lot of the shots that they got were actual locations and not CGI. Apparently Ridley didn't use a lot of CGI.
Yeah, they like filmed at the base of an active volcano.
That's crazy.
In Iceland or something.
That's crazy.
And he like Ridley was like, we're gonna do as much as we can practically. There's like minimal CGI. I think even the engineer was like a guy in makeup.
Yeah.
That's
really cool. Yeah.
He looks like a CGI character.
Yeah, he does.
Which is crazy.
But I think one of my small problems with it, which I guess maybe isn't like small, but one of my problems with it is I think it asks these big questions about creation and meeting your maker and finding out what everything means. And it sort of asks questions and doesn't fully answer them.
Yeah.
And that can be cool. And like, I still have a good time watching Prometheus and I like the questions just being asked. But I think in terms of like not fully executing it as well as you could, I think that he could have went farther with the idea and made it better than it was and made the movie feel more meaningful.
Yeah, that's kind of the same issues I have with Prometheus is that a lot of questions are raised and there aren't many answers or even hints towards it. And like whenever I had mentioned that and you were like, well, they don't have to answer every question. I was like, yeah, but like I want something at least to grab onto. And I know there are a lot of deleted scenes in Prometheus that I saw a guy talk about, and I feel like they would probably add to certain elements of it. But yeah, I feel like there's a lot of questions, and I also feel like they should have fleshed David out a little bit more in Prometheus. There's one scene in particular that's actually in Covenant that I feel like we should have gotten in Prometheus. But we didn't get that. So kind of some of the decisions that David makes kind of feel weird in Prometheus.
Yeah.
Mainly one thing in particular, but that's kind of it with Prometheus. Other than that, it looks great. I think it's a really bold take, a really bold direction to take the franchise, and yeah,
it's a great like example to show a studio, like when you're trying to get a movie made that's very different from what people may be expecting from a certain franchise.
Yeah,
it's saying like you can do more than just what it's known for, and you can build on it and expand and do things different. And I mean, probably just because he's Ridley Scott was he able to do that.
Oh yeah.
Like they were probably asking him, "Hey, come make another Alien movie," and he was like, "Well, if I do it, I'm doing whatever the fuck I want."
Yeah.
So I'm sure any Joe Schmo can't just go in there and whip his dick out and make Prometheus, but regardless, I think it's pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And I love it. But my number 4 is Alien Covenant.
Mine is not Covenant.
My 4 is Covenant. It was my first watch ever. Had never seen a minute of it. And I thought it was fucking awesome. I like how it's like a middle ground between Prometheus and a normal Alien movie.
Yeah.
It's expanding the world. It's expanding the characters. You're learning more about the history of this world while also being the traditional alien stuff you want. You want xenomorphs killing people. You want nasty, gross shit. And you're getting all of that at the same time. So it's a very like fulfilling experience if you like both those things. If you want a horror, suspense, sci-fi thriller and you want this backstory, like it's doing both very
Yeah.
well to me. So I kind of debated here if this was 3 or 4. So I could move it up to 3. I'm not sure, but it's very close. 3 and 4 have the same rating for me, so it's kind of a toss up. But I need to rewatch my one at 3 and see how it holds up. But
Yeah, I think we just have 3 and 4 flopped. I think I stuck with. Yeah, we have 3 and 4 flopped.
okay. But yeah, I like how they went with like a new crew. They didn't really try to. Okay, well, this is all spoilers, so I guess I can just say what I mean. Outside of David on the planet,
Yeah, I was gonna say
it's a new crew. Like
I think you forgot this is the one where Fassbender kisses himself, so it's your number 1, right?
It is my number 1. Yeah, I'm lying.
Yeah.
But one of my things I've always said with Alien is like, just give us a new crew, and like give us like stop trying to bring Ripley back and do.
You can
and do
put
stupid
anybody in space and have them encounter an alien.
shit. Yeah.
That's it.
Which if that's all you're doing, it could get old. But like, do more. Like, add more.
Yeah,
world
you can
building to it.
have like some kind of crazy element to it, or some other mystery behind it and things like that. And I feel like a lot of the movies have been able to get creative and bring new things to the table.
Yeah. I like the setting of Covenant. I like how they go to this planet that's very Earth-like. And it's nice having an alien movie where people aren't just stuck on a ship.
Yeah.
And I know Aliens is like kind of that, but it's still very like industrial.
Yeah,
It's
everything's
still,
mechanical.
everything's in
Yeah.
corridors and like
It looks like they're just in one big machine.
yeah. But in Covenant, it's very Earth-like. And when I would see like very short clips, like GIFs or shots from trailers of Covenant, it kind of looked like they were on Earth.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it feels when you're watching the movie. It's very Earth-like, and I think that's really interesting. It's like a cool new location to have an alien movie. I love what they did with like David and Walter, and David surviving, and the old switcheroo that he pulls on everyone.
Hell yeah.
I think that's so fucking cool. The David's whole arc and him being programmed to not create, and him deciding that he wants to, and there's just so much cool shit going on there. I like the scene with him and Walter and the flute,
Yep.
and like a very simple like visual way of David showing Walter like how to create on his own,
Yeah.
and like advances programming past what he was like set out to do. I like the acting a lot. I think the crew's great. Danny McBride, shout out Danny.
Oh yeah.
I love Danny McBride.
Big Tennessee.
Yeah. See if I wrote anything down. I had to say. Oh yeah, we were talking about how Walter was the first person in this franchise to give an alien the old 1-2 right in the
Yeah,
dome.
dude. The pal right in the kisser.
It's just right in the head.
Yeah.
Loses his hand for it,
Yeah.
but looked like a badass. I like how this movie Covenant like is very. The whole point of the movie pretty much is about the synthetics.
Yeah.
And I love that because I think the synthetics are one of the more interesting parts of the whole universe,
Yeah.
of the whole franchise. And I love that they explored those further. Oh yeah, towards the end, David and Walter are fighting, and Walter's like kind of got him pinned, and
Yeah.
like he's got him beat. And then David says, it's your choice now, friend, to serve in heaven or to reign in hell. That's crazy.
Dude,
That's a ridiculous line.
David kind of, to me, gives some of the best like lines and dialogue in the entire franchise.
Yeah.
Even in Prometheus, like when they're just talking about meeting the engineers and
The pool table scene.
yeah, the pool table, and he's like, I want to figure out why they made us. And David goes, well, why'd you make me?
Because we could.
And he said, because we could. And he looks at him and he goes, can you imagine how disappointing it would feel to hear your creator say the same thing?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. Like,
yeah, David is one of the best characters in the whole franchise.
Yeah.
Every time David's on screen, I'm locked in.
Yeah.
I'm zoned.
He is so good.
Yeah.
I'll try and reserve some of my thoughts on Covenant.
Okay.
For upcoming stuff.
Also, Covenant and Prometheus are very not optimistic, I'll say.
No, they're not.
Very dark fucking movies.
Yeah.
When you get to the end of them, like, they don't end like Alien and Aliens do. Like,
no.
They end fucking... You're in the weeds.
Grab your blankie, dude.
Yeah. And the whole movie's like that. Like, they're not nice movies.
Yeah.
Like, they're not very friendly. They're fucked. And I love that. Like, that's so cool to me because typically, like, it's older movies. Typically, older movies were more like, there were less rules. Studios didn't care as much, and you could get away with, like, crazy shit. Like Taxi Driver. Like, you can't make Taxi Driver today. Studios just wouldn't do that. And studios now seem to want, like, oh, yeah, we got the good guy winning at the end. Hip, hip, hooray. And, like, happily ever after. And then Ridley Scott comes in and just, he's like, nah, fuck all that. Like,
yeah.
Like,
hey, I got shit to
fuckers
do.
are gonna burn. Like,
yeah, dude.
Like, they are very dark.
Yeah.
And it's such a cool direction to take the Alien franchise. That was kind of known for, like, the first two films as, like, the good guy wins at the end.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like happily ever after. And then these movies are like, damn.
Yeah.
Damn. That's something.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much my Covenant thoughts. You can get into yours.
My number 4 is Romulus.
I know. I figured you'd talk about Covenant, and then we'd both talk about Romulus.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can gush about Covenant a little bit. First of all, I think the horror elements of Covenant are insane. I love it.
Dude, the shot in with the thing coming out of his back. Like,
that's what I was literally just about to say that, dude.
So fucking awesome.
Like, they made it like extra spiky, like fucking spikes were shooting out of him. And
damn Godzilla.
Yeah, and because they're like early forms of the xenomorph, they redesigned them and like they don't have faces and they're pale. They look like ghosts. They're freakish looking. Yeah. I loved the idea of swapping or making the goo morph into airborne spores. It makes it seem like even more dangerous that you could just like nudge it and become sick.
Yeah, this place feels terrifying.
Yeah.
Because they're just walking around the woods, step on one flower, and then you're poisoned.
Yeah. Yeah. And I also feel like the stakes were a little higher. You don't spend a ton of time with a team, but I feel like they interact together well. Mm-hmm. And a lot of them are like married. Mm-hmm. Like Danny McBride's wife dies.
Yeah.
In the movie. And he's like trying to get close to the storm. That's another thing, they don't just, it's not just a bunch of people trapped and they start getting picked off one by one. Like half the team goes down and half the team stays up and they're blocked by this storm that's cutting their reception on the radio. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was cool that like there's still certain elements. They all have guns, which adds another element of like having to fight. Sometimes it's interesting to like strip the defense away. And then sometimes it's cool to actually see people try and defend themselves against a threat like that. Mm-hmm. I love what they did with David. I think the idea of him showing up to the engineer homeworld, committing genocide, and then having like a beacon sent out to try and get more material,
attract
basically.
People?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's basically killed everything and he needs more like biological life to keep experimenting. Mm-hmm. Basically a mad scientist. That's crazy.
Yeah.
The reveal that he dissected Shaw was fucking wild.
Yeah.
There is one scene that I wish they had played more on the horror element of, which was the first chest burster. they played this like angelic music behind it, and for me that didn't like work. I wish it had been more like of a scary sounding, like more of a scary scene, but they played it off as like pretty.
Right.
And I think that the Walter stands out as like a really cool character. David and Daniels, I really liked those three. Tennessee, the fucking whatever they were on, that like lifeboat with the crane.
Yeah.
That shit was awesome, dude. The aliens looked great. And then the ending, for me, I think is one of the best endings in the franchise.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
David giving her the hush.
Yeah.
And then saying, "I'll tuck in the children."
Yeah.
Starts vomiting up fucking xenomorph spores.
By the way, it was pretty obvious, but I did call it.
You did pick
Which
up.
is impressive for me, because I don't do that. I don't think ahead and like try to see things coming before they do.
Yeah.
But I also, like, when the hood guy showed up, I was like, that's David.
Yeah.
Like, I knew it right off the bat.
Yeah.
And I didn't have that spoiled for me either. I just kind of seemed like it would make sense.
Yeah.
And then when we saw when David and Walter were fighting and it looked like Walter was going to win, and then we don't see the rest of the fight, and then like Walter shows up in the next scene, I was like, that's Shaw. I was like, first of all, I don't know how he dyed his hair to look like, well, I don't think this planet has access to hair dye, but I was like, they're pulling the old bait and switch, and that's David.
Yeah.
And he's pretending to be Walter.
Yeah.
And he was acting like odd in the when he's back on the ship and he's watching the screen and helping them get through to like find the alien to kill it. I don't know why he helped them find the alien if that's David, because that's his creation, and like I don't think he would want them to hurt it. I guess he was still just trying to pull off the illusion until they were in the cryo chamber.
Yeah.
So he didn't want to show his cards, but he was acting like odd during that scene, and I was like, yeah, that's definitely David. Like, there's just something off.
I did see someone said that Ridley Scott said that they purposely made it to where you can tell that it's David and not Walter
By like little things in his performance.
No, like little things in his performance, like him not really like going out and helping, but just like sitting at the monitor, like the way he looks at the alien to help build the tension. Like he purposely cut away, and then the next, like obviously it's David because the next shot you see Walter and you don't see David die. But he said he did that to help build tension for when they get back to the ship, and I think it works.
Yeah,
like
really fucking
when you know it's David, you're like, what the fuck is he gonna do?
Yeah. I think the more I talk about Covenant, the more I like it, and I think it could be 3. Like pretty soon it could be 3.
Yeah. The reason why I put Covenant at 3 and not 4 is just because of how unique it felt compared to everything else.
And it really, like, I guess we can start talking about Romulus too.
Yeah.
In comparison to Romulus, it does a lot for the expansion of the world and the, like, what they do with David. And basically showing us David was the one who started all this and, like, created the xenomorphs.
Yeah.
And Romulus doesn't do anything like that. Like, it's not trying to expand on anything.
Yeah.
It's trying to be a very straightforward, this is in the alien world, and these characters come in contact with aliens, and they try to survive.
Yeah. Romulus
is
simple. Very similar to feeling to normal Alien movies.
The first Alien.
It's
the closest movie to the first Alien there is.
Yeah, it takes a lot of the elements that you've seen in like the first Alien and then some in Aliens and just does them at a heightened level.
Yeah. It's like Alien but made today with updated technology. I really love Fede's direction. I think that the sets and the lighting and everything looks perfect. Sometimes when there's like an old franchise and you watch a new movie and it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like this is what a movie should look like in this franchise made today. Like if you watch Terminator Dark Fate, it just doesn't look very good. It just looks like a normal blockbuster, and it's kind of ugly to look at. And there's a lot of examples of that. Any big franchise really. But when I was sitting in theater watching Romulus, I was like, this is what an Alien movie made today should look like.
Yeah.
This looks phenomenal. And it felt like Alien too. They used the score, they used that little like chime, the Alien chime.
Yeah.
I liked the set, like the home world that they were on in the beginning.
Yeah.
Like they really built out a huge set, and I thought it looked so cool. It reminded me of Blade Runner. Like I just thought that place looked really awesome. Yeah. And I love rain. I'm a big rain guy, and it rains like all the time on that planet, I'm pretty sure.
The minor planet?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know it's at least always dark, and you're a big lights on, sun out kind of guy.
Yeah, I love movies that are at night and rain, so I'm just in.
You would just be an employee.
Yeah.
Clock it in for my duty.
Yeah. But yeah, like the technical aspects I think are great. I love the way it was shot. The score, dude. The fucking score. No one's really talking about it.
It's fucking...
I don't know why no one's talking about it, but I have a little clip here.
Hit me.
That I saved. And this is happening like while someone's getting attacked by a facehugger.
Oh, I think I know this scene you're playing.
Like, out of context, it's like, that's a little, like, crazy. Like, that's a little aggressive.
No,
but when
like,
you're watching the scene, it's like the most metal shit you'll ever see in your life. And it complements the scenes so well. I love the score to Romulus, and no one's really mentioned, even people that like the movie, it seems like it's something that people just aren't really talking about, which sucks. Because it's by Benjamin Wallfish, who did the 2049 score.
Oh, shit.
And it, like, once you hear that, you're like, yeah,
of course it's him.
Like it sounds like that. But yeah, I love all the technical aspects, and then I love the dynamic with Kaylee Spaney and David Johnson, which is Rain and Andy. And Andy is one of the coolest synthetics in the whole franchise, probably right behind David.
Yeah, he that's a really unique thing about Romulus, is that typically when the synthetic is introduced, there's people that are anti-synthetic or treat the synthetic like shit. And that there is that in Romulus, but no one ever cares for a synthetic in the same sense that Rain and Andy love each other as brother and sister.
It's the first time we've seen a synthetic have like a familial relationship.
Exactly.
And
like someone that sees him as more than just, a workhorse or just like a thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's cool from like David's perspective to see a synthetic have like someone who cares about them, but also there's a lot of movies that tackle that idea of like people who love something that isn't real and how other people will try to make them feel weird for it. Sort of like Lars and the Real Girl. That's not really a great example, but like, cause sci-fi, like stuff like Her, like science fiction and movies. There's a lot of movies where someone has like a relationship with something, and not necessarily romantic relationship, but just like they have a deep love for something that is artificial.
Yeah.
And I think that's always going to be a really cool concept, because it's always like, what is like love really, like when you break it down, and because people always think love is something that needs to be reciprocated from both ends, but like you can't talk to your dog, like you can't tell your dog that you love them and get them to tell you that they love you back. Like it's just something you give to them, and like dogs are awesome and they lick you and stuff, and like you can kind of tell that they care about you, but like even not dogs, like any example you can really think of, like I always just think that's a really interesting concept to go into, because you can love something that doesn't love you back, and it doesn't make it any less valuable or like less important.
It's anytime you deconstruct a emotion like that, that you feel regularly. Mm-hmm. Like there was a game I played called Soma where like you could transfer your consciousness, or like you could like basically clone yourself, but it would transfer your consciousness from like this thing to a different thing. Mm-hmm. So there was like basically two of you, and by the end of the game you do that and you think you're like escaping, but really like the other you is still trapped down there in this hell, and it's like, oh shit, like that adds a whole nother level. But like anytime you can deconstruct like a thought like that or a feeling like that, it's always interesting.
Yeah. And when there's movies that are actively telling you like, this thing is a robot, this thing is not real, and it doesn't have feelings and doesn't care about you, like T2 or The Creator.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, like the line in The Creator where he's like, it's just programming.
Yeah.
But the whole movie happens, and then you're like, I don't give a damn if it's programming.
Yeah.
Like, I love this kid.
Yeah.
And same thing with T2 with the thumbs up. Like, that shit'll make a grown man cry. Like, that's some awesome
it's so
shit.
good.
So I love that dynamic in Romulus. I love the human that has a familial relationship with a synthetic that other people think is weird. But there's also a backstory with like her dad was the one that programmed and like created Andy for her, so there's also that connection with it. But yeah, Andy is one of the coolest synthetics in the whole franchise, and it's a great performance by David Johnson. And he's also having to play like two different versions. He's playing the very sweet, innocent Andy, and then he's playing the Andy with the chip implanted in his head that's sort of more like Rook.
Yeah, like the company man.
Yeah.
He impressed the hell out of me. And if you ask me, he danced circles around everyone in the fucking movie.
Yeah.
He jumped off the screen, and like when I think about the movie, he's one of the first things I think about.
Everyone's good. There's not a bad performance.
No,
everyone's solid.
He's just on another fucking level.
I think it's David Johnson up at the top, Kaylee Spaney right under him, and then everyone else like miles below.
Yeah.
For me. But that
the other group kind of feels on the same.
Yeah, they're all good.
Yeah,
like they're not anything mind blowing, but they're all good.
I'll never go ew.
Yeah,
like, that doesn't happen.
I did though have trouble at times understanding what people were saying.
Yeah, me
because at least two of them, like I think both of the dudes were British or had some kind of weird accent,
like British or. Like New Zealand, some kind of like hybrid strange accent that I'm not used to.
It's already hard to understand people sometimes when they have accents, and then like I think it might have been the sound mixing too, like partly because they have a lot of ambient noise
there's
and
machines whirring
and
and people screaming. They're yelling and like they're yelling on top of each other.
Even like before shit starts getting crazy, like when they're meeting up for the first time and like discussing the mission, like I could barely understand the guys that had accents, and I've heard other people say they had that same problem, so I don't think it was just me being deaf. I think like that's a problem people have had.
They're talking. I mean, they're talking fast and
they're saying shit that's science fiction, so like you don't like it's not real stuff. So it's like they're saying things that you don't even know what they're
on top of their made up words. They're also using made up words.
Yeah, they're also saying made up words in accents with a bunch of noise happening. So it can be tricky to follow what's happening. But some of the coolest scenes, like my favorite scene in the whole movie is the acid hallway scene.
Oh, dude, it's so cool.
That is some of the coolest shit. We say that's some of the coolest shit I've ever seen way too often. I'm gonna try to find other ways to.
There's
describe.
a lot of cool shit though, dude.
Dude, but like sometimes I listen back to our episodes to like get clips for YouTube or TikTok. We say that way too much.
Oh, that's our version of the pull the Band-Aid off?
Yeah, the Band-Aid off now. I need to be more alliterative. Like
that was fucking penis, dude.
Yeah.
There you go. We'll start using that one a little bit.
Yeah, that was my favorite scene in the movie. And when I saw this movie, I hadn't seen Prometheus or Covenant yet. Mm-hmm. And in my head, I said, that's the best scene in the Alien franchise. But now with Covenant and Prometheus having been seen, I don't know. Because in terms of action, I still think it's the best. I think it's the coolest concept for a scene. Mm-hmm. But now there's so many cool things with Prometheus and Covenant, like story-wise and like character-wise with David and Walter and everything. So I don't know for sure. That's a tough question. But the fact that like no one's thought of that before.
They use the 0G like a lot. Yeah,
and the fact that they're trapped on the ship with the aliens and they have guns and they can kill them, but the acid will burn through the ship and destroy it, and everyone's gonna die.
Yeah.
So they can't really shoot them. They have to like find ways to just kind of like get away.
Yeah.
And for the most part, and then at the end they're trapped, and all these aliens are starting to, first of all, practical aliens, practical xenomorphs, and they look gorgeous.
Give it to me.
They look fucking good. Because I love Covenant, but Covenant looks very CGI.
Yeah.
I don't remember much. I guess it could be hard to tell maybe, but there's a lot of CGI in Covenant.
It's hard to tell for, like, once I found out that, like, the engineer was practical, I was like, well, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Did they actually go to an alien planet?
There's a chance they made some practical xenomorphs in Covenant, and it just looks CGI, but these are practical. Like, these are real aliens that they built, and you can tell. And they feel scary.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest, I don't know what it is about Alien, but like it's not the scariest movie to me. Like, I like it a lot. I think it's pretty perfect, but I think Romulus is the scariest the aliens have felt. But like I said, that was before I saw Covenant, so I don't know. I'd have to rethink that. They're pretty fucking scary in Covenant.
You know what I really like about the aliens in Covenant is how animalistic they are, dude.
Yeah.
And you know, now that I'm thinking about it, it's kind of a dumb thing to say that they did anything practical, because they jump straight out and they're running like little monkeys at people. So, and then when they're full grown, they're still like Slender Man, fucking pale ghosts with like tiny, like skinny arms. So that's not a real guy. Yeah. But
all the xenomorphs in Romulus are practical, and even the little things that you don't even think they would need to do practically, like the scene with the facehuggers chasing them. That was all practical.
Yeah, the face huggers.
Those were all little remote control face huggers that they had, like little cars. Like,
I want one of those, dude.
Like, that's so cool, and you can tell in the movie, like it feels so much more intense.
Yeah,
because
that's another
don't have
thing.
That uncanny valley of the CGI.
Yeah, that's another thing too. A great example of where Romulus shines is when they're sneaking through the face huggers. It's established that they don't have eyes, they can't see, but they can sense differences in temperature, and they can hear. So they're trying to sneak through, and
they said,
dumbass takes a phone call.
He said, "Don't get nervous or scared because it could raise your temperature, and they'll know."
Yeah, if you sweat, it'll cool you down, and they'll sense the difference and attack.
So don't get nervous or sweat.
Yeah.
For the next 5 minutes.
While
you're staring at facehuggers.
I don't think I've ever seen that used. Well, I guess technically Predator, because he does the thermal vision.
Yeah.
But like, I don't really consider Predator a horror movie. So as far as horror goes, I don't think I've ever seen that. But bro takes a fucking phone call in the middle of the fucking theater, and they all chase after him. Mm-hmm. That alone, like establishing that rule of the face huggers and having an army of face huggers running after you, like, why haven't we seen that before on that scale of like sprinting and there being hordes of face huggers coming at you? Like, there's so much that Romulus takes just from traditional alien movies and enhances.
You're expanding on your point. The army of face huggers chasing after you, never been done in an alien film before. the acid blood zero gravity scene.
Yeah.
Where they actually find a loophole to be able to kill the aliens, and they turn on zero gravity so the acid floats, but then they're trapped. Like they have to get through the acid like a maze. Like they have to dip and dodge around the acid. And then there's a part where like she's floating into the acid and it looks like she's about to get burned to death, and then she has like a couple bullets left in her gun, like a couple charges left, so she like boosts down. She fires her gun and boosts down. That's never been done in an Alien movie before. And the fucking big engineer alien thing.
Oh yeah, the fucking.
That's the scariest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah. So
that's scarier than any alien in the movie.
Yeah. So like the human alien hybrid, which is what was done in Alien Resurrection, done
so much better,
miles better. And then that's when, honestly, like the whole movie is very much horror. I think it's the most horror version of Alien. I think it's the most scary to me, but since Alien, it's the most that leans on horror. Yeah, no problems whatsoever. But
maybe Covenant's close.
Covenant's close.
Covenant's pretty fucking scary.
Yeah, I'd put Covenant at like 3, but like Romulus for sure. And everything's so dark and bleak.
Yeah.
And like gloomy looking, but like they did such weird shit with that fucking thing, dude. When you see it, like the silhouette of it and the smoke, and then it'll just be like standing there looking at you.
Yeah.
And like, dude, get that fucking shit away from me, dude.
Yeah.
Don't touch me,
dude.
Don't
the
get
scene
it near me.
Of I forget what her name is, but Isabella Merced's character, she is like trapped in this room. She's the one that, the pregnant one, pregnant character. Mm-hmm. She's trapped in the room with the alien while it's coming out of its cocoon.
Yeah.
Holy fuck! Like that scene was amazing.
Yeah.
Like that shit was scary.
Yeah.
Seeing that, like. And also, why was bro like jamming it in the little cocoon pussy and like
maybe because it's hot, dude? What are you talking
about?
No, like
it was chilling in there. Like it was leaving you alone. And then you go and kick the hornet's nest.
he was hoping to kill it.
Yeah, but like it's a taser.
Well, yeah, but if you fucking tase a baby, it's not good.
He'll take it to the dome. He'd just turn into Magneto.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
No, yeah. That's another element too. They added basically a life cycle to the aliens, because you never ever see from chest burster to adult.
They always just run away and it comes back bigger.
Yeah, as a full size.
But in
alien.
this one, you actually get to see some of its process.
Yeah, it like starts a second metamorphosis on its own almost, and that was really cool to see, because then it comes out and then you can like, okay, now it's gonna eat people and it's gonna get bigger and it's gonna grow.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. And the cocoon pussy.
Yeah, I've got to bring it up. It's the elephant in the room. Do not like the Ian Holmes stuff. I don't like it. I don't think it was necessary. I think it is so easy to just have someone else play the synthetic. It doesn't have to be the same model.
Yeah.
I know that there's sort of this like idea that Weyland-Yutani synthetics sort of use the same model for like 30 years straight, and then they'll move on to a new one. So like, since Romulus is 11 years after, or 20? I think it's like 11. No, it's 20 years after Alien. That they would still have the same model.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's necessary. Like, I think you could have just recasted, done a new synthetic, and have them cut in half like that. Yeah. And it's also a little confusing to some people, because they might think that's Ash. And it's not Ash.
Yeah.
It's Rook. It's a different synthetic. It's just the same model. And yes, they got permission from Ian Holmes' estate to do it, and they were excited to do it, but I don't like that's not really the point. The point is Ian Holmes didn't say yes or no.
Yeah. Really, as a whole, I think that's where Romulus, that's the reason why I put Covenant above Romulus. Is I feel like it leans a little too hard on the like alien story. I mean, you have that fucking one callback line, the "get away from her, bitch," that like stands out as like, why the fuck did you put that in there?
I cringed.
Yeah,
so
dude,
hard.
it was that whole kind of sequence felt weird.
That had to have been a studio mandate.
Like dropping a
yeah,
fucking
that sequence didn't make sense.
Yeah.
like her falling, which when she was at the top of the elevator and like didn't grab hands with David or Andy, I was like, oh shit, like that's like normally the time when they grab hands and he saves her. Then she falls, and I'm like, "The fuck is gonna happen now?" Like, she's falling,
and then an alien catches her.
Alien catches her with
and
its
then puts
tail
her down,
and like saves her, and then just stares at her for 10 minutes until he gets pieced.
Yeah,
it's like it's that part's kind of stupid. And then "get away from her, you bitch" had to be a studio mandate. Like, there's no way that was Fede Alvarez's idea. Like, he was doing so much. It felt like such a. I felt like such a fan of the Alien movies, where like he knew what to put in, what to reference, Weyland-Yutani, synthetics. Like, he knew what to put in, but what to also add and do new.
Yeah,
and I just do not believe that was his idea to say "get away from her, you bitch."
Yeah. I feel like he was so like streamlined with everything too. When you really think about Romulus, like they established so much so fast. Mm-hmm. Like, this is our only way out of here, which. It's kind of weird since they're like enslaving people when they make synthetics that never have to rest or get paid or complain. But
I guess it would just be too expensive, and it's a lot cheaper to just make the humans do it.
But then you have to pay the humans. Anyway, this is our only way out of here. It's going to hit an asteroid belt. We got to go right now. So you have a requirement to be there and a timer. Already the stakes are like set.
Yeah.
And then they add in bullshit like that. I don't see Fede making that decision.
Yeah. Also, we didn't even mention I love the scene when they get trapped in the room with all the face huggers that are their encasements are getting melted.
Yes.
And they're starting to get released.
They're thawing out.
They're swimming around the water. That shit was fucking intense.
Yeah.
That was some gnarly shit.
Yeah.
And then they're trying to get Andy to unlock the door, but he doesn't know the code, so they have to go get the fucking chip from Rook and bring the code back to Andy. But then by the time he does it, like, everyone's fucked.
Yeah.
So I love that scene. But the main complaint with Romulus has been it's a rehash of the original. And I think, A, not true. B, so what? So fucking what? After those bullshit 90s sequels that we got that were horseshit, God forbid we just go back to the basics and have a good time for a little bit.
That's the thing.
What's wrong with that?
Like, you can never please people with anything you do. Because, like, this is what I heard a guy talk about. I don't know if it's actually been stated, but, like, Ridley wanted to go a new direction and made Prometheus. And people were like, not enough aliens, we want more aliens. So he went back to the horror side of things and did Covenant. And they were like, well, now you're fucking putting too many aliens in it. And then Romulus comes out and finally does, like, brings it back to its
what
core
everyone
elements.
seems like they wanted.
And they're like, well, you didn't do anything different.
Yeah.
What the
You're
fuck
gonna
is wrong
disappoint
with you?
someone. Yeah. And I just don't understand that complaint. If you don't like the movie, that's fine. You didn't like the movie. Like, explain why you didn't like it.
Yeah.
I can explain why I don't like Alien 3 or Resurrection. But if you're just saying you don't like it because it's a rehash, like, that's... First of all, people try to say that Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection were doing something new. I think that's horseshit, to be honest. I think Prometheus was doing something new. I think 3 and 4... were still people trapped in place, xenomorphs trying to kill them in that place. Them trying to survive. That's what 3 and 4 is. Yeah, you throw in some weird cloning shit, you throw in some killing Newton Hicks, but overall, it's still people trapped in a place trying to survive xenomorphs.
Yeah.
Prometheus is actually doing something original.
Yeah.
And so is Covenant. And so people who defend 3 and 4 and say they like them because they're doing something new, but shit on Romulus, I think that's horseshit.
Yeah.
I think that 3 and 4 are like Alien, they're trying to be like the original Alien. They're just shit.
Yeah.
They're just horrible movies. Romulus is like if 3 and 4 were good and you didn't bring back Ripley and disrespect the franchise.
Yeah.
It's just done well.
Yeah.
I don't understand that complaint. And also, franchises tend to have formulas. When you go to a Halloween movie, you're going to see Michael Myers go around and murder people.
Yeah.
That's the formula for the movie. So it's like, I don't understand the whole criticism for it being a rehash. If there's things you don't like about it, sure, say why. Like, you don't have to like the movie. But when that's all people, and it seems like that's really all people are saying, like, everyone admits that the xenomorphs look great because they were done practically. Everyone admits that the performances are great.
Yeah.
And that Andy was a great character. And it seems like all people want to say is, oh, it's not anything new. It's like, so fucking what?
We tried to give you something new and you didn't like it.
Yeah.
People shit on Prometheus and Covenant all the time. I didn't go see Covenant because I heard everyone saying it was bad.
Yeah.
Which, fucking egg on my face, dude. Don't listen to the people. But I actually am one of those people that thinks that Romulus is a rehash of Alien. I think it's very, very similar to Alien. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's similar to this perfect movie.
Like, it took
oh, shit.
elements of the first movie after fucking years of people tainting it. Mm-hmm. And it took those horror elements and heightened them up. And then, like, Covenant and Prometheus took the sci-fi elements and heightened them up. So, like, everything was done. Like, it is fucking damn near beat for beat Alien.
Also,
but it takes everything and it turns it up to 11.
Yeah,
and
add some new things.
I like that. But that's like literally that's the only reason why I put Covenant above it is because I think David's one of the most interesting characters the franchise has introduced. Mm-hmm. And I like how fresh Covenant feels after what they, especially coming off of what they did with Prometheus.
Yeah. Also, something that people aren't really talking about either is it seems like the people that didn't like Romulus wanted them to do something new, like progress the world further, blah blah blah. This movie wasn't made by Ridley Scott, so really, like, Fede might have not thought it was his place to interject his own, like, mythology into this world.
I thought he was still like wasn't he a producer on it?
He was a producer, but
yeah,
that's just like
he could have, like, it's Fede Alvarez, and they have like interviews together. I'm sure that he could have been like, hey,
I mean, Ridley was involved in the project, but I'm saying, like, from Fede's perspective, he may have not felt comfortable, like, putting his own, like,
shit into it
and trying to expand the lore further when it's not his to do.
Yeah,
like, it's not his franchise, it's Ridley's. And
I wish Ridley had gotten his third installment.
Dude, I wish they could still make it. Like, there's no reason they couldn't make it.
Alien Awakening.
Is that what it's called?
I think that's what they were gonna go with.
I thought it was called Alien Creation.
I heard Awakening. I don't know. Oh. Either way, I'm sure it would have been some badass fucking.
I mean, Michael Fassbender and Ridley Scott are still here, so how about get to it? I mean, I'm assuming
Fassbender needs to get in my fucking bed, dude,
or at least release the script.
Yeah,
like, let me.
Give me some more Foss on Foss action, dude.
Yeah. But I want more Alien movies. And I would say, like, it would be cool if the next one... I love Romulus for what it is.
Oh, dude, that's something else I forgot about. The fucking Alien POV shot from Covenant.
Actually, a good Alien POV shot. Not like the piece of shit one from Alien 3.
I forgot they even... That must have been when I was dozing, dude.
Yeah.
Or when I was wanting to kill myself.
Yeah, they do it in 3. But they actually, like, the effect they put on the camera to make it look like a xenomorph, like the little squiggles.
Yeah,
like, that
looks like
awesome.
Worms wiggling around.
Yeah,
dude.
that's pretty fucking gnarly.
Yeah.
But I love Romulus for what it is, and I appreciate that it's just back to the basics with, like, a couple new things thrown in. That's great. But if they make another one soon, I would like if they, like, tried something unique.
Yeah.
Like, we have this solid base hit. We can come back to this if we want just traditional Alien. but not something like Prometheus, because I think that has to be Ridley Scott. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
going
think you can do
that
something
far
like
off,
that.
yeah.
But it would be cool if they do try something drastically different with the next one. I will say that. If every movie that comes out starts being the same thing over and over again, I could start to get frustrated by it.
Yeah.
But I think this is a franchise that needed this. It needed a Romulus. Like, it needed just a good, solid movie that does everything right, except for Ian Holm.
Yeah.
I don't like that. But
Yeah, Ian Holm and some of the callbacks are my only small gripes with Romulus.
But it's like I feel like people weigh it down way too much with like the Ian Holm, the problems that they have. People maybe have a tough time of like weighing if the positives outweigh the negatives.
Well, I could see the Ian Holm thing completely turning people off. People are so against, like, with the move to like AI and stuff, and you know all the shit that happened with the Flash. Like, I could see the Ian Holm thing really turning people off, and them just like turning their nose up at it.
Yeah.
But like saying that it's too similar to Alien, like, we haven't really had another good horror entry into the Alien franchise in a while.
Yeah.
Since Covenant, which people didn't like apparently. But I don't know.
Which was also very focused on David and Walter and expanding the lore and expanding that story.
Something else I love about Alien Covenant is that the Xenomorphs are almost like a secondary villain to David.
Yeah.
He's the primary threat, which is wild. That you have an alien movie and the threat is a synthetic. Mm-hmm. Fucking, what are you doing to me, dude?
Yep. Kind of like the first one.
Yeah.
Just saying. I had my thinking cap on. What can I say?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Romulus fucking rocks. I think people are being way too hard on it. And like I was saying, I try to, when I watch a movie, if I have a big problem with something, I try to weigh like, how much does this problem detract from my experience watching it? And I hate the Ian Holm stuff, and I hate Get Away From Her, You Bitch, but it's a 2-hour movie, and there's a lot of great shit in it. And it doesn't ruin the rest of the movie for me. I still have a really good time and love the movie.
Yeah, like
I just have a problem with it.
I can sit here and fucking pick apart the movie and talk a bunch, like the acid hallway. It's like once the ship hits gravity again, that acid's just gonna burn through the hole. Like, what you didn't fucking matter. But it made for a cool scene. Like, I don't give a fuck about that, dude. I'm watching something cool happen.
Yeah, and you can do it with any movie. No movie's perfect. I don't
care enough to sit here and try to make a movie bad.
I don't like that Batman lets Ra's al Ghul die in Batman Begins.
Yeah.
It's a very big flaw for me. I hate that, but it's still a 5 out of 5, and it's still one of my favorite movies ever.
Am I sweating when they're sneaking past the fucking face huggers? Yes.
Shit, yeah.
Am I fucking going when she does the X-ray on her back? Yes.
Oh, we didn't even bring that up. Yeah, the X-ray with the chest burster.
The visuals of everything.
A new thing to just add, like to make it different from the original. Like we've seen chest bursters a bunch, but we've never seen it be X-rayed through. And they set up the little X-ray gun earlier in the movie, like just so much cool shit.
Yeah, the only other big twist I remember from like take on chest bursters was the
out the back.
The out the back was cool, but I think as far as uniqueness is the self C-section in Prometheus. Yeah. Not a traditional chest burster at all, but like very similar to that first scene of it fucking popping out on the operating table. She's down, and then she has to slide past it. Ugh. Yucky.
Yeah.
But
with her head like inches from it.
Yeah, dude, it's flopping around.
Yeah.
No, dude, like, and then Romulus has so much cool stuff, dude. The fucking emergency lights kicking on the ship made me hard. I don't know why.
The ship alarm sounds so cool.
Yeah, dude.
Like in you hear it in the trailer, and it's just like it's new. It's not in the old Alien movies, but it's so eerie.
Yeah,
it's such an eerie like siren that it has.
Dude, all kinds of stuff like that, dude. Like what's the other when she turns the corner and sees the cryotube open and covered in blood, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
what the fuck, dude?
Yeah. The gore is pretty nuts.
Yeah.
In this movie, and it's Fede, so you expect that.
Yeah.
But I can't wait to see what Fede does next.
Yeah.
That's my fucking guy. Yeah, we were talking about Fede today in the Discord, and like people don't like, some people don't like his Evil Dead, which I think is weird.
I thought a lot of people thought the 2016 is like the best one.
2013.
2013?
But some people do. I don't love the I've only seen the first Raimi one, and I don't love it because I don't love campy horror most of the time.
Yeah.
I love Malignant, but Evil Dead is a lot different than Malignant.
Yeah.
It's very different. But I like traditional, like, scary horror.
Yeah.
And Evil Dead's much more that. And it's just some of the most metal shit I've ever seen.
Yeah. And I guess I'm a weirdo for liking Rise as much as I do, because that's my favorite out of the bunch. I still haven't seen,
That's
like...
not weird.
Oh, I don't ever hear anyone... I heard people talk about the 2013 one, but I don't really hear anyone talk about Rise
I
ever
think I
since it came
prefer
out.
Rise to Evil Dead 2013.
I know I do, but I haven't seen Army of Darkness or Evil Dead 2 or anything like that.
neither.
So
I've seen one Fede's remake and then Rise.
yeah, and out of those three, it's Rise easy for me.
I think Rise slightly ahead of Evil Dead 2013.
I need
think
to
the- I think the
rewatch
directions-
2013.
The direction's a little more creative, and it has a hint of camp.
Yeah,
Like, Evil Dead 2013 has none. It is just mean. It is just a mean, gross movie. And then in Rise, Lee Cronin put in, like, a little touch of camp, and that's fun.
yeah.
But yeah, we'll move on. Number 2, I think we have the same. I don't know.
Maybe
What's your number 1?
my number one,
Yeah.
Aliens.
Oh, okay.
Did we flip?
I don't have a strong opinion on this. I don't really know.
Yeah,
I wish
I'm
I
not
could
going to
just put them
fault
both.
anyone on Alien or Aliens.
I've really never decided. Like, I kind of just put it there to have a ranking. Like,
Yeah.
I just put Alien at 1 and
Yeah.
Aliens at 2, but like I really don't know what I prefer.
Yeah. For me, like it, I threw it up there just because, Bill Paxton. Love Bill Paxton. I love...
You know what? I'm switching it. The more I think about Aliens, the more I
Yeah.
feel like that's the one I prefer to watch.
I love everything introduced with Newt, Bill Paxton, Hicks, their little group, their little like back and forth that they do. Mm-hmm. I love that.
Hang on. Since Aliens is both of our number 1, real quick, we can just get 2 out of the way. It's Alien.
Yeah.
I don't really feel like talking about it. It's Alien. It's a perfect movie. Everyone.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't-
one of the
you don't
trademark
need
horror
2
movies
fucking idiots
ever to
tell
exist.
you that Alien's good.
Yeah.
You just don't need that. So
Yeah.
it's fucking Alien. It's number 2. Go watch 900 million other videos on it if you want to hear about it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. There's nothing original I can say about it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the same way with Aliens, but I guess there's a little more to talk about with Aliens. And
Yeah.
it's our number 1. So, but you can keep going now.
But yeah, I love the group that they do and their little quips back and forth. I like that they strong arm like Ripley into being like, you don't know what you're talking about, lady. Fucking sit down. We're the military. And then she gets her chance to shine and become like the fucking super badass chick that she is.
It's so funny the amount of time that passed between Ripley saying, "You're out of your mind. There's no chance in hell I will ever go back ever again. Fuck you," to going.
Yeah,
like
that
it's
was
no lie. At most a minute and a half between those
Yeah.
two scenes. Like
she was like, "Give me a good night's rest," and then I'm in.
she said, "Fuck you. I'm never going there again. You're out of your mind," and then has a bad dream, and then he goes.
Yeah.
And she instantly changed her mind.
I will say that is, if you wanted to nitpick, that's like one thing that I would point out is like, why the fuck did she agree on going?
Give a little better of a reason
Yeah.
for why she would go.
I get it, like-
she could have just had a dream about like all the people on the planet like dying, like have a vision like Paul in Dune for like all the people on that planet getting destroyed by aliens, and it's like her telling herself she needs to help. Something along those lines. That's better.
Yeah, because if her nightmare was people on the planet dying because she knows that they're probably lost contact because of the aliens, that makes sense. Them revoking her license and her like being like, that's like my purpose is to do that. I get that but like, I don't know. I need
They just
something.
don't explain it very well.
Yeah.
It's very quick and like
Yeah.
kind of dumb the way they do it. But
they
that's
get
a
her.
small nitpick.
Yeah, they get her on there. I love the team. I love the company man that sells himself as like trying to help everyone, but then keeps trying to fuck them. Yeah, that rat fuck dude.
Fucking Andrew's dad in Whiplash.
That's Burke.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I would never mix my popcorn with his Raisinets, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck
Never,
that
not
guy.
once.
Yeah, you try to kill Newt. Kiss my ass.
Yeah. Fucking. The reason this is number one, just gonna cut it to you plain. Bill Paxton.
You're dog meat, man.
You're dog meat, man.
That's it. Game over.
Game over, man.
We're
Game
fucked.
over.
Dude, every bad thing that happens, Bill Paxton is there to just explain how fucked they are.
Bill Paxton's the audience character.
Yeah.
In Aliens. He's saying what we're all thinking.
And then Ripley's talking about how dangerous the xenomorphs are, and he's like, "We're the military, man. We got grenades. We got nukes. We got guns.
you
We're
do your Bill
badass."
Paxton like he's the 2319 guy. Making him lose his concentration.
Yeah, that is my Bill Paxton.
At the beginning, he goes up to what's the chick's name?
Fuck, I want to say Ramirez.
Yeah, he goes up to Ramirez, and she's like working out, and she's super buff.
Oh
and,
yeah, I love that line.
He's like, "Hey, have you ever been mistaken for a man?" And she goes, "No. Have you?"
Oh, dude, yeah.
I just thought
So
that shit was
good.
so fucking so funny.
You know what scene? Oh, something else. There's two more things that I thought about Aliens. The heartbeat monitors they have added a really cool, like, impending doom feel without showing anything.
Yeah.
And then the sentry guns that they set up.
Yeah.
Like, you don't see anything. You just see a monitor. They're monitoring both the guns, and you're watching their ammo counter, like, count down to nothing. And you hear them firing in the background.
Yeah.
And, like, that's so fucking cool. You don't see aliens charging in. You don't hear them fucking, like, screaming. You just hear the guns firing, and you know that they're, like...
They're there.
They're
And the
500...
gun's still firing, so
Yeah.
they're still there.
They
And
both
if your gun
start with,
runs out
like,
of bullets-
500 bullets.
If your gun runs out of bullets, there's more.
Yeah. There's more than...
Because if they were all dead, you still have bullets in your gun.
Yeah.
So that scene's awesome. I agree. The monitor they have, like the proximity monitor, where you see all the dots.
Yeah,
coming
the
toward
sensor,
you.
yeah.
That's so fucking cool. One of the most intense scenes in the movie is when Newt is trapped under the crate, and they're sawing in together.
Yeah.
And she's in the water, and then you see all the dots coming towards her, or might have just been one dot. I think there's a bunch of dots, but and like they don't get her in time, and the alien takes her.
Dude, you know what I was going to say? They seal themselves into this room, and Bill Paxton's got his monitor out, his sensor, and he keeps seeing the dots advance, and they're like, where the fuck are they? They're like, they're right at the door.
Yeah.
And they come into the room, and they're like, that's impossible.
Yeah, the door's 8 feet away, and
Yeah.
they're 6 feet away on the monitor. So
And
where
they
the fuck are
fucking poke their head up in the ceiling, and they're slowly
Yeah.
crawling through the ceiling. I was like, oh my
Yeah.
god,
they? Yeah,
dude.
it's fucking awesome.
That's crazy.
It's so creepy too.
Yeah, dude. The way
It's
it's
like lit
dead
like it's
silent.
like a flashlight.
Yeah, it's dead silent, and you just see them like crawling.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
dude,
that's
what are you
some
doing to me?
creepy shit right there.
Yeah.
I love how big. Oh, her name's Vasquez.
Vasquez.
I love how big her gun is. Like
Yeah,
the
dude.
tiniest person in the squad carries the 300-pound gun.
Like, that's something else too. They're fucking. I love the design of the pulse rifles. Those guns with a mechanical arm to help them balance them and hold them was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like, their props were fucking sick.
Yeah. You're dog meat, pal.
Yeah, dude.
I just keep thinking about Bill
Yeah.
Paxton, dude. He's the best.
Yeah. I love Ripley fucking duct taping a flamethrower to a pulse rifle to just hit him with a wombo combo.
Yeah. Also, if you have the Blu-ray, watch the special edition because the theatrical doesn't include the storyline of Ripley having a daughter that passed away, and I feel like that's a very integral part of the movie.
Yeah.
Because it develops the relationship between her and Newt a lot more.
Yeah.
So definitely the superior version.
Yeah, it explains why she's so like motherly towards her,
Yeah, it's
and why Newt only
that
trusts
that's
her.
something that they would cut.
Yeah,
Like seems very important. Seems like kind of the whole point of the movie.
it seems like pretty important thing.
Yeah, it seems like pretty something you should keep in there.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's mainly all I think I had to say about Aliens. Obviously the finale is great.
yeah. I didn't even say
face-off
anything.
with the Queen.
The loader, like it's one of the most iconic face-offs in history. Probably. Get away from her, you bitch.
Yeah.
Love the sass.
Yeah, they
Love
set it up
fucking-
earlier in the movie how she can operate machinery and all that.
Yeah.
And
Where do
they
you
show
want it?
Yeah, where do you want it? And then they show that machine earlier in the movie. Like it's all. I mean, that's just Jim. Like he just knows what the fuck he's doing. Movie's very blue. I'm not complaining.
Very blue.
Very blue.
You know that's Jim's color.
Yeah, Jim loves blue. Dude, I guess we're done talking about aliens, but you know how those 3 James Cameron 4Ks came out like all at the same time? The Aliens, True Lies, Abyss 4Ks.
Yeah.
Those all dropped at the same time, and like everyone kind of shit on them because they don't look great, and they used AI to like make it look smooth. Like make the picture look smooth because it's film, so it's like grainy.
Yeah.
But that's what people want.
Yeah.
Like, they want it to look like it came out, like want it to look however it looked when it came out.
Yeah.
But for some reason, James Cameron, like his transfers are horrible, and like people hate the T2 4K transfer because it's oil. Like the characters look waxy. Like they don't look. It doesn't look like human skin. It looks like wax people. It's weird. So, so he was at some event. I think it was like D23 for Avatar or something. He was giving new news out or something, and someone asked him like what he thought about people who didn't like the transfer for like those new movies, and he was like, well, anybody who is sitting there like critiquing a Blu-ray or like a physical disc needs to move out of their mom's basement. And I was like, all right, to an extent, sure. Like if you're sitting there like analyzing every pixel, it's like, all right,
Yeah.
that you might be doing too much. But when you're offering a product,
Yeah, I was gonna say you buy something and it's shitty. Like you're gonna say something.
it's like this isn't a free thing. Like you didn't give out all these copies for free and people are complaining about them. You're charging it's like $30 or $35 for a brand new 4K, and people are going out. First of all, these are your fans. Like people who are buying these are fans of your work, and spending $30 to $35 on a disc. Like if someone goes out and buys a product that they're not happy with, they're gonna say something.
Yeah.
Like if you go to a restaurant and you think your food's bad, you're gonna tell the people at the restaurant, hey, could I get another one? This is bad.
Yeah.
So it's very weird.
The waiter isn't gonna go, don't you have anything better to do?
Then critique our food, you fucking loser.
Why'd you come here, dumbass?
So to an extent, like I like James Cameron and I know he's an asshole, but like I know that's how he is, and like I don't really care.
Yeah.
Because like most of the time it's warranted. Like most of the time he's being an asshole to people I want him to be an asshole to, like studios.
Yeah.
But in this case I was like, dude, like that the people who are buying 4Ks are your fans, and it's not like anyone who buys a 4K is a loser who lives in their mom's basement. It's like they just probably liked the movie and wanted it to look good.
Yeah.
And so that was weird that was his response. It seems like anytime anyone like semi challenges him or like it could come across as like insulting, he gets defensive and like calls people losers.
Yeah.
I love him, but it's like, come on, man. Like you're putting out a product that isn't good.
Yeah.
And now you're upset that people are saying it isn't good. It's
also, like, You used to be a truck driver.
Yeah.
Why don't you settle down?
Yeah, he's lost in Pandora. Like,
Yeah.
he's losing his grip on reality.
Yeah. How about you keep remaking movies with fucking blue people in them? You fucking weirdo.
But yeah, I guess that's all we got. Let's see what, if anything, comes out this week. See what we might be talking about next week. The Crow.
Yeah.
I'm not watching that.
E-Boy the movie.
If the reviews are good, I might watch it. But I just
If the
don't see
reviews
that
are good, I'll
happening.
check it out. But
I just don't think that's going to happen. But Blink Twice could be something I might be interested in.
are people talking about that movie Cuckoo at all?
Well, they were, and the trailer looked really cool. But once it came out, the reviews were pretty, disappointing.
Dang, I don't think I even saw the trailer for it.
I do still kind of want to watch it because it's a horror movie. And I just like seeing horror movies even if they're not great.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like 1 half star, 1 star type of thing. It was just like, let me see. Letterboxd average is a 3.1, and on my friends list it's a lot of 2s and 3s. So it's just kind of, you don't have to see it, but I love horror movies.
Yeah,
So I wanna
I'd be
watch
down
it.
to check that out since it's a horror.
Yeah.
I'm in a horror mood.
Yeah. We could. There's times tomorrow.
Perhaps dabbling.
And it's going to leave theater soon, so if you want to see it, we need to probably go tomorrow.
Okay.
But yeah, well, I don't know what we'll be talking about. We'll talk about something. The scoop will prevail. The scoop will... Next Monday, you'll check your phone and next Tuesday, you'll check your phone and you'll see a notification.
You're gonna go,
Scoop.
oh, scoop.
New scoop.
People put in 40 hours a week.
Yep.
And inflation's high. Stock market's down. Mm-hmm. This is what they do it for.
Yep. This is
Scoop.
what gets them through the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fucking rugrats are over here causing a ruckus.
Yep.
You're like, man, I'm gonna jump off a bridge unless I get some scoop.
It's what gets me through the day.
Yeah.
I all day at work, I'm thinking about the scoop.
Yeah. I
That's all
did
I
my
do.
alien ranking on my lunch break, and then I was like, I'm rolling in here so prepared. I'm
And then
gonna
you didn't have your reviews.
Then I didn't have my reviews, and then I was like, well, I have some hard trivia, and then you got all my trivia, and I was like, all right, back to
And
the.
then you shoot a cough drop into the mic. And then you coughed 19 times in the next 30 seconds.
You're ruining it.
We'll see you next week. Thank you for tuning in to the
Film scoop.